present. We are here to help each other in our data roundtable. This is where we come together as data professionals to talk about anything and everything related to data science and being a data professional. So, welcome. I hope that you're doing well. I am having a pretty good day. It is a beautiful day out where I live. I just finished my coffee. I took my dog for a walk. So, things are looking up over here. I've also been doing some recording this morning. I made a post last night that is getting some attention, so I did some follow-ups to that. I am absolutely loving this trend of the John Hamm video going around. If you guys haven't seen it, it's John Hamm dancing in a nightclub. Very, very popular, trending video and audio right now. So I did make my own version of it yesterday and I've gotten a great reply to it. So I did a follow-up this morning. So I hope you check that out. My follow-up was around the importance of humor in data science. So I hope that positive messaging does come across because humor is an important soft skill in data science. It's certainly something that I relied on, something that I'd like to think that I'm pretty good at, right? But who knows, right? So let me know, give me some feedback after you see those videos over on my Instagram and also on my YouTube. But I'm just, just excited about the day. Today's going to be a good day. It's been a good start to the day. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. What are you up to? Tell me about you. Where are you checking in from? What's going on? What are you reading? What are you writing? What are you experimenting with? And if you don't have answers for those things, you gotta have something, guys. You gotta be doing something to move yourself forward. So let me know what that is for you. You gotta be taking just small little steps. Don't have to be big steps, guys. They don't have to be big steps. I'm gonna get 3 certs. I'm gonna start. Just take small steps. Read a couple articles. Find a couple white papers. Educate yourself in some small way, something that interests you, something that you're curious about. Try a new tool, try some, new open source approach or something else. Even if you just read like a mainstream news article, that's still moving you forward, right? And if you do that enough over a long enough period of time, you stay consistent, you stay engaged, guess what? You end up becoming a pretty good data scientist, right? So let me know what that is for you. What are you up to? What are you reading? Anything catching your attention? Would love to hear about it. That's what I'm here for. I have really no agenda. So if you guys, if nobody has anything to contribute, it's going to be a really, really short session. But happy to hear about anything you guys want to talk about. Denelson, my good friend Denelson's in the chat, says, "Good morning, sir. I'm preparing to present a sales analysis project for my apprenticeship. The presentation is later today." Awesome. I love it, Denelson. Love it. I know that last time we spoke, this is an apprenticeship you're doing in addition to your normal work. So I hope that both the apprenticeship and your normal work is going well. So I'm curious, Denelson, the sales analysis project, is that on pretend data or is it real data? Help me understand what the background of the data is. I would love to hear about it. But congratulations, it sounds like you're making steps forward. It sounds like you're able to practice your presentation and your data science skills. So good for you, my friend. Awesome. Good to see you again too. It's been a little while. Boltzmann says, "Good morning, sir." Good morning. How are you, Boltzmann? I'm tempted to say that this is your first time here, so welcome, welcome. We love having new people, and no pressure or anything. You're welcome to participate as much as you'd like or ask questions or whatnot. There is no set agenda. So whatever you guys want to talk about, I am here for it. I'm here to listen. I'm here to give opinions, take opinions, whatever you guys want. That's the beauty of a roundtable format, that it's open for anybody to participate and talk as much or as little as they want. So glad you're here. Hope that you're doing well. Hope that everyone is doing well. It is a beautiful, beautiful day here in Las Vegas, so I am looking forward to the day. I have a couple of things I want to take care of this morning and just get so many things out. I've already had a very active morning. You know, guys, I sent out a proposal this morning that I'm really excited about. So hopefully, that works out for my business because, I love being online and all that, but this is still a business for me. So I sent out a proposal this morning that I hope is gonna work out. So big day over here in the Data Science with Dennis corporate offices. All right, Denelson says, I will admit it is a fake scenario, but the data is pretty substantial, so I was really able to apply what I know to help this pretend company. Okay, good, good. I love it, Denelson. Denelson, I'm loving your positive attitude there to say, hey, this was pretend data, but I still gave it my best. It was still challenging. You still, think you're able to give some solid recommendations, right, to this company, even though it's fictional. So good for you, Denelson. Loving the attitude there. E55, welcome. I'm pretty sure this is your first time. Welcome. So E55 says, what sales analysis in specific? Okay. So Denelson, whatever information you're comfortable sharing, the chat wants to know. So feel free to let us know, Denelson, what how much you can share. Um, I want to say that the apprenticeship you were doing was that what I think it was with the county. Is that right? I can't remember if you told me who it was through. But I think it was with the county or something like that. But Denelson, whatever information you can share, it sounds like the chat wants to know. So let me know. Don't if you're not comfortable sharing information, don't do it. But appreciate you, Denison. E55 says I'm new. Yeah, yeah. Welcome, E55. We welcome all new people, and basically we are here to talk about anything related to data. So you're welcome to ask questions or talk about what you're doing. People like to post their projects or stuff they're reading or tools that they're using. What's the last good AI tool you used? What's the last bad AI tool you used? There's plenty of bad AI tools, right? I know for me this weekend I introduced a friend to Midjourney. They weren't familiar with Midjourney, so I introduced them to that. So yeah, you gotta be out there. You gotta be trying the tools. You gotta be reading. You gotta be keeping up with all the new companies, the mergers, the companies that go out of business, right? Osama, our good friend Osama is back. Osama says, hello, sir. How are you? I hope everything is going well. Everything is going very well, Osama. I hope the same for you. I know that you are out in Morocco. I imagine that right now is a beautiful time for the weather in Morocco. I don't think it's too hot. I think it's a beautiful time of year for most desert places. Because I live in the desert too. But yeah, Osama, I'm doing fantastic. How are you, my friend? Let me know what you've been up to. I'm pretty sure you're a working professional in the field, so hopefully everything is going well for you, my friend. Glad to see you again. So Boltzmann says, sir, I had just learned about PCA, and then I came to know that things like SVD and RKHS and TSNI are a bit more useful. Maybe. Boltzmann, I always hesitate to make those types of broad statements, right? Because what is useful? You don't know. It's all dependent on your individual data, your individual use case, the distribution of the data. I mean, you should look. I would encourage you to look at them as a collection of tools that you can use at any given time. But there is no better or best, right? So Boltzmann, let me know how you came to that conclusion, but it's possible that you read this because there is a lot of bad information out there. But what is best? There is no best, right? Experimentation tells you what's best, but that's experimenting across multiple techniques, right? So I hope that makes sense, Boltzmann. If not, let me know. Let me know here in the chat, okay? Give me just a second here, guys. Okay. I just got an invoice from Instagram and I have no idea why. So I just wanted to check it real quick. So Osama says it's too cold. Yeah, the desert the desert can definitely be cold this time of year. I hear you on that, Osama. I get up at 4:45 every morning, and I walk my dog, and it is definitely cold. I think the last couple days it's been the equivalent of like 5 degrees Celsius. It's like 40 degrees Fahrenheit, which I believe is like 5 degrees Celsius, something like that. So yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that, Osama. But hey, it's better than being hot, right? I'd rather have it be just a little bit colder than too hot. But Osama, I'm glad that you're doing well. I hope that your family and your career is going well also. Okay, so Denelson says the data was in Whole Food sales for Whole Foods Company, similar to Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. Okay, okay, so I'm hearing retail, I'm hearing B2C, I'm hearing a variety of maybe customer demographics. I'm hearing correlated products, right? Or evaluating baskets of products, right? Because when it comes to those types of sales, you wouldn't be looking just like at one item, right? I mean, most sales are multiple items, right? I'm hearing about consumer behavior. I'm hearing about maybe some logistics planning, what items are more likely to be sold out than others, things along those lines. So lots of opportunities in that, Denelson. So glad to hear that you're working on a very wide and very, very varied, a much varied data set, right? So yeah, Denelson, thanks for that. If you're able to share anything else, feel free. It sounds like the chat is curious about it. But I'm glad it's working out for you, man. I love seeing this advancement. Um, I am also appreciating your positivity in it. You're ready for this presentation. So good for you, my friend. It sounds like things are headed in a good direction. So I'm very, very happy for you. And I know that you've told me a little bit about, via back channels, you have told me a little bit about your job. So hope your job is going well also. But I love it, guys. I love hearing people moving forward, advancing in their own way. We're all moving at the best pace that we can. So good for you guys. Very happy for you. Like I said, I'm also trying to move at my own pace for the different things that I want to accomplish and different things I want to get out there. So I am looking to add any number of things to my learning plan for 2026. I'm definitely going to be incorporating some Microsoft items in 2026. As I mentioned to you guys before, I'm really looking forward to working more with Microsoft Foundry and all the models that they have available. I was surprised at how many models are in there. So I'm going to be doing that as far as my learning plan. But if you guys want to share anything else about what you're learning or what's going on or what you're doing at work or whatever, feel free to do that in the chat. That's what we're here for. We're here to help each other. We're here to support each other. I'm glad that people in the chat were curious about what other people are doing, which is good, right? You know, the ability to have those types of conversations with each other is very valuable in data science as you work on larger and larger teams, as you move up in leadership, as maybe you're leading your own teams, right? I would love, I would, this was one of my favorite activities when I was leading teams to be able to just bring each other together and say, hey, what are we thinking? What are we working on? How are you progressing? And then you toss around some ideas, you get other people's views. You do some pair programming together to see how different people are pulling their code together. In some of those sessions, you get really impressed by the coding abilities of some of your colleagues. So that's also a positive thing, something that I definitely enjoyed, the sharing and the camaraderie of it all, right? Lots of value in that, guys. Lots of value. Please don't overlook the value of things like that. It's very, very important. So, anybody else want to share anything? Anybody else sitting on the sidelines that wants to contribute? now's the time. Happy to have you guys here. Happy to keep on streaming on here as long as there's interest. If you missed the YouTube stream, guys, you can always catch me on Instagram right after this stream. I'm pretty consistent about starting on YouTube first and then heading over to Instagram. So if you ever miss it here on YouTube, feel free to hop over to Instagram. You can usually find me there. Casual Economist, our good friend, Casual Economist says, "Good morning. How are you, my friend? So good to see you. Hope you're doing well." We were talking about cold places earlier, and speaking of cold, I assume that it is freezing out where you are in Minnesota. So hope you're doing well. Hope you got your long johns on. Casual Economist says, "Taking my dog to the vet." Oh, okay, well, I hope everything is good. Hopefully that's just like a routine checkup. I recently took my dog to the vet too for their annual shots. So hopefully everything is good there. Good there, Casual Economist, and nothing. Hopefully not an emergency visit. Um, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name because it's written in Arabic, but we're gonna say E because I see an E in the logo. E says, "Hi, Dennis. Hey, how are you? Glad to have you here." We've had a couple of people with their names in Arabic, so I actually don't know if it's your first time or not. So you're gonna have to forgive me for that. But welcome. Glad to have you here. Anything you want to share, please let us know. Happy to talk. That's the whole purpose of our open roundtable. Anybody can bring up anything. Casual Economist says, "Oh yeah, a snowstorm is brewing in a few hours." Oof. Oh man, I am not a fan of snow. I'm not a fan of driving in snow. So hopefully you'll stay safe out there and warm out there, Casual Economist. Casual Economist also says, "Yes, just a follow-up visit." Okay, good, good. Um, yeah, yeah. It's always sad to hear when dogs have emergencies, right? So, Casual Economist, good for you for taking care of your dog and regular visits to the vet. Um, I do the same for my dog, making sure his shots are up to code and all that. Dogs are pretty resilient, right? My dog does all kinds of running and sniffing and all that, and he's never really had a problem. So, dogs are great that way. E says, "Abdulaziz, my friend Dennis from Sudan." Oh, okay, yeah, you've been here before. I'm sorry that I didn't remember what your icon looked like, but sure, I remember you, Abdulaziz. Glad you're here, my friend. How you been? How are things in Sudan? I love hearing news from all around the world. Grateful to have followers in many parts of the world. So glad that you're here, my friend. Hopefully everything is going well for you. Hopefully you're advancing in your studies, advancing in your work. So let us know how you're doing if you'd like. But yeah, I'm feeling really positive about the YouTube chat today. People are sharing their advancements, their upcoming tasks or whatnot that they have to do for their data science work. So really happy about that. Really, it's always encouraging to see people winning and getting ahead. And it's good, and it's even better if it keeps you motivated to keep going, right? You got to keep moving forward. You got to keep trying. You got to keep on developing your skills. So good for you guys. Happy to hear that you guys are moving forward, you know, doing what you can. And after a while, guys, you put enough of those things together, you're gonna get somewhere. So really happy that everybody here is posting about that. I'm finishing the last of my coffee here. I got myself a what was this? A peppermint mocha from from Starbucks. I know coffee is not always healthy for you. I know there's a lot of sugar in these things and all that, but oh my God. The Christmas drinks at Starbucks are just amazing. I don't know if you guys are into coffee or the sweet drinks, but it is hard to beat the Christmas drinks at Starbucks. Otherwise, I just order black coffee, but damn if these Starbucks drinks are not good. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. Anybody else who wants to contribute sitting on the sidelines, feel free. Otherwise, I think I'm going to jump over to Instagram. So meet me over on Instagram, guys, if you want to keep the conversation going. But as always, please take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and I will see you again tomorrow.